was once a drug addict also. Okay? This program started when Dangerous Drugs Board approached Christ Commission Fellowship, requesting the leadership to help in the recovery program of the so many surrenderies that we have encountered during the start of the President Duterte's term. Okay, so dahil sa napakaraming surrenderies, medyo na-overwhelmed ang Dangerous Drugs Board. So they requested the help of the faith-based. Dahil daw sabi nila, based from the studies lang po, 70 o 80% na nag-undergo ng faith-based program sa Pilipinas and sa abroad ay naging successful po ng mga recoveries, hindi po nagbalik sa relapse. And being in the part of the government for 8 years, nakita ko po na isa sa pinaka-prime component ng program para maging successful po ang anti-drug is faith-based approach. Bukod po doon sa mga naitutulong ng government agencies, malaking bagay po yung faith-based. Because we attack the root cause of the problem, which is the person himself. Without change in the heart of any person, regardless of drugs or whatever vices, I'm sorry to tell, medyo mahihirapan po tayo. Okay, so that's one of the reasons kung bakit Dangerous Drugs Board approached Christ Commission Fellowship. Okay, so pinanganak na po yung SIPAG. What is SIPAG? Simula ng pag-asa, start of hope. Okay, SIPAG is a 12-week recovery program. Okay, 12 Saturdays recovery program. SIPAG is not about Christ Commission Fellowship. SIPAG is not about religion. It is all about Jesus. Without Jesus in your heart, you can never be successful in your life. So regardless of religious affiliation, as long as we believe that you must have Christ in your heart, then you're in the program. Okay? Hindi po ito Christ Commission Fellowship or any religion, but this is all about Jesus Christ. We started SIPAG at Rizal, Pasig, Quezon City, San Juan, and Mandaluyong, and eventually nationwide. Our program is to crush addiction. If you notice, addiction lang, walang drug addiction. Because we believe, once you have Christ in your heart, it is not only drugs that you will crush, but including the vices. Kaya nga po, if marirecall niyo po yung sinabi ko a while ago, we handle the seminars, the seminars conducted in the government because we believe we in the government need this value formation program. SIPAG, simula ng pag-asa. What is the main problem that we are encountering right now? It is not drugs. Who will say that it is not drugs? Taas ang kamay. Please raise your hand. Oh. Who believes that it's family dysfunction? Taas ang kamay. Okay. So there are some hands and a lot are not convinced. But I will tell you, the very problem that caused drug addiction or any vices is because of family dysfunction. Watak-watak ang pamilya, hindi maganda ang samahan ng pamilya. And just to segue a little bit, I for one, personally, hindi ko gusto na nag-abroad ang asawa. Hindi ko gusto na nag-overseas worker yung babae or yung lalaki. Tama? Basically po sa DSWD statistics, okay, siguro Sino bang merong mga asawa na nasa overseas? Nasa kamay? Oh, ayaw ko, naiya ka pa, boss, ha? Okay. So, sa statistics ng DSWD, marami ang nag-work overseas or OFW na parents ng mga anak nila ay napapariwara. Bihirang-bihira lang po ang mga anak, mga children na hindi po napapariwara na kahit ang kanilang mga magulang ay nasa labas. Kasi kapag walang magulang, saan pupunta ang mga anak? Okay? So napaka-laking factor po ang family dysfunction. Kaya yun po yung ating inaatake. Okay? By the way, the SIPAG program is not only for drug dependent. It is also for codependent. Okay? Including the family. Because we want to transform the community, not the person himself only. Okay? So, there is also, since there is family dysfunction, syempre, there is spiritual poverty and moral corruption. Sabi nga po, sorry for my word, sabi nga po, we are the only Christian nation in Asia. Honestly po, nung umiikot po ako, nung nag-represent po ako, and I used to represent Philippines po, yung mga ikutan namin, Myanmar, Cambodia, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, puro po Muslim country, and Buddhist. Am I right? Correct? Yes. So, Philippines is the only Christian nation. But sad to say, Philippines is one of the most corrupt nation. And I, being a Filipino, nalulungkot po ito. So that is one of my passion. Being in the government service right now, this is my passion, to share values in the government service. So because of family dysfunction, there is also spiritual poverty and moral corruption. Because of weak family foundation, there is dysfunction, there is distance, hindi po nagkakatugma, hindi po nagkakasama ang family, disengage every members of the family, doesn't have a open communication. Of course, yung mga husband o yung mga husband na medyo yung nana o yung wives na we don't have a good relationship with their husband, pinipili nilang to go abroad. At ang mabigat, pati yung mga anak, nag-disappear din sa bahay. Because of all these things, there is hurt in the family. Okay, tingnan nyo ha. So, drugs is not the problem. Always remember this, drugs is not the problem. But because of this dysfunction in the family, there is hurt. Okay? There is anger. The individuals, the family, the children, the parents is angry with each other. Or sometimes, or most of the time, galit sa mundo. And then, the worst part is, they become to rebel. Okay? Ito na ang nangyayari. Why these people resort to drugs? Okay. Drugs or problems is like an open wound. If not treated, eventually, mabubulok. Inuulog. So dahil bagsak ang ating values as a family, para tayo naagnas ang sugat. Okay? Yung drugs is just a byproduct of our problem. So, yan. Coping mechanism. Okay? If we're problematic, we rebel, we turn to alcohol, vices, computers, and drugs Actually, sabi nga po ni Secretary Reyes yesterday, drugs is a coping mechanism. Okay? Hindi nadi-disappoint ang tao na nagtitake ng drugs. Why? Kasi sabi niya, pansamantala, you get stronger, you're like Superman, pansamantala, nakakalimutan mo. Pero actually, kung alam mo, ang composition, I believe, alam nila ang composition ng drugs. Kasi sinabi naman kahapon ng ating chemist, lason niya na pinapasok mo sa system mo. Then, I don't know kung iti-take mo nila yung drugs. But nevertheless, tanggapin natin, drugs is a coping mechanism. SIPAG, simula ng pag-asa, we restore the individual, including their families, with each other in that community. We reconnect them to the community. Okay? And then, eventually, we release them in the community. So, yung process po ng program ng SIPAG is transforming the individual, including the family, and the community. Let's accept the fact na maraming na-involved sa drugs na pumasok sa rehab, paglabas sa community, bumalik. What do they call this? Relapse. Okay? Marami kami na-encounter na ganyan. So this program is a two-pronged approach. Ibig sabihin, when you do the demand reduction, you do the supply reduction, which I know most of you are police officers. Tama po ba ito? Okay, so you handle the supply reduction. On our part, before I implement this program in Makati City, I shut the supply of drugs. Para holistic ang approach. Hindi po pwede na you do this program but you don't cut the source of drugs. It's very impossible. Para lang po tayo paikot-ikot. The law or the executive order or the memorandum that came from DILG was launched way back 2000 during the time of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Anong taon na ngayon? 2016. Now, nagugulat ba kayo kung gaano karami ang sangkot sa drugs? Are you surprised? Kung gaano kalaki at gaano karami ang government officials na sangkot sa drugs? Don't tell me na ito ay problema lamang namin. Sino mga magulang dito? Who are parents here? Please raise your hands. Okay. Pare-pareho tayong parents. No? Meron akong 3 anak. Although yung anak kong panganay nasa Australia na. Yung 2 anak ko, yung babae anak ko, nasa bangko. Yung pangatlo, isang engineer. Kahit na sila ay grown up na, I still experience hindi ako makatulog hanggat wala pa sila sa bahay ko. Why? Kasi nakita po natin yung nangyayari sa paligid natin. And I'm sure, kayo pong mga police officer, ganun din po ang nararamdaman nyo. Hindi pa po drug addict yung mga anak nyo. Ang pabigat po ngayon, the society we're living in is that dangerous. Kaya akala nyo po ba, ang problema ng droga ay problema lang ng mga surrenderies? No. Problema po natin lahat ito. Sa Makati po, let me, please allow me to mention this. May isang worker sa Soleo, hindi po ako nagkakamali. Alam ko nabalitaan niyo po ito. Hinold up lang siya, hinold up siya. Kinukuha lang yung cellphone at yung kanyang pera. Ano pong ginawa ng hold upper? Binaril sa ulo. Patay. Yung empleyado. And there is another thing. Anak ng government employee, kung ako nakakamali, somewhere in ESA yata, call center agent, cellphone din ang kinukuha. Nung hindi binigay yung cellphone, binaril. Patay. Kayo mga police officers, tayo mga nasa enforcement, hindi ka ba nagagalit? I'm sure galit ka. Kasi hindi mo gusto nangyayari. Bakit?